सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता। तुम हो जगत के धाता। तुम ही हो ब्रह्मा, तुम ही हो विष्णु, तुम ही हो शंकर रूपा। सृष्टि स्थिति लय स्वरूप तुम हो, तुम हो अनादि रूपा। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता। तुम हो जगत के धाता। अनाथ नाथ दीन बंधो, तुम हो आनंद रूपा। अज्ञान नाशक शरण संरक्षक, आत्मज्ञान प्रदाता। आओ गुरुदेव दर्शन दीजो, तुम हो जगत के धाता। तुम हो जगत जगत के धाता। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याय नचिकेतसे च। Repeat once. पुरमेकादशद्वारम् अजस्यावक्रचेतसः अनुष्ठाय न शोचति। विमुक्तश्च विमुच्यते। हंसशुचिषत् वसुरन्तरिक्षसत् होता वेदिषत् अतिथिर्दुरोणसत्। नृषत् वरसत् ऋतसत् व्योमसत् abja goja ritaja adrija ritam brihat. Yes. So the fifth Valli of Kathopanishad begins with a description of body with 11 gates. Puram Ekadasha Dwaram. Actually, from this, Bhagavad Gita has taken that concept, which is that verse. Sarva karmani sanyasya sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarayan. Which chapter? Fifth chapter. Sarva karmani sanyasya sukham as. Sarva sarmani sanyasya what did I say? Sarva sanyasyaste sukham vashi. That is how we should be. What did I chant? Okay. Sarva karmani manasa. That's how it is. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi naiva kurvan nakarayan. So there it is navadvare pure dehi. So this wise man is seated in this mansion, the mansion of 9 gates. What are the 9 gates there? So it is simplified version. Bhagavad Gita is a simplified version. Always Bhagavan makes it very simple there. So what are the Navadwaram? 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, 1 mouth, 7 here. The lower 2, anus, genital, Navadwaram. So the wise man is described like this. He is seated in the body. Sukham vashi. Fully his mind and the senses are in control. He is relaxing. Naiva kurvan nakari. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't compel anyone to do anything. Mr. Relaxation. That concept has come from this. There it is Navadwaram, here it is Ekadashadwaram. That's all. The description is of this body only. So what are the Ekadasham? 7 here, 2 down, 1 navel, 1 crown of the head. Yes. But then we may ask, there is no Dwaram here. So they say, the yogi, they exit from this. This is called as Sahasrara sometimes. They crack the skull and exit. So that is also called as a Dwaram only. So this body is called a mansion or a city of 9 gates. Right. So what are the comparison? Number 1, just like any house or a mansion will have so many doors and windows, etc., through which the house contacts the outer world. In the same way, the physical body also, through these doors, through these gates, the body also contacts the outer world. Some things come in, something go out, so there is a transaction with the outer world. Number 1. Number 2, just for comparison. In house there are so many transportation lines, electric line, water line, sewage lines, etc. In the same way, in this body also, there are so many channels through which so many things flow. blood flow, signal flow, sensations flow. Number 3, the house is an assembly of so many inert things. And finally, the assembly of inert things also is a collectively inert thing. Inert plus inert equal to inert. Two lifeless things cannot cause life. It's jada. So it's an assembly of so many things. House is nothing but assembly of so many things. A lot of bricks are there, iron is there, this, that, cement. In the same way, this body also is an assembly of so many limbs and organs, etc. The assembly by itself has no life. The house is inert, body is also inert. Then what? The purpose of house is not for itself. No house is existing for itself. It is always for some other entity. In the same way, the body doesn't exist for itself. It exists for another entity we call the master of the body. Just like we have a master of the house. House is not for itself. It is for another entity. The master of the house is different from house. In the same way, the one who is residing in this body, the master of the body, is different from this body. Master has to be a sentient living entity. The master of the house has to be a sentient living entity. In the same way, the master of this body also has to be a sentient living entity. Right. No part of the house can become the master of the house. In assembly, so many things are there. No part of the assembly can become the master of the house. In the same way, no part of this body can become the master of the body. The moment the master exits the house collapses. The moment the master of this body exits the body decays and dies. Correct? When the master of the house goes, have you seen? Especially in India, you will find this. When the villagers come to know that this person doesn't exist or he has not come, one by one the things start disappearing. The doors are taken away. The bricks are taken away. And finally, unless there is a master in the house will not, there has to be yes. Okay, so now these are the comparison. So these are very important observations and comparisons. So in the same way, in this body, there is an auspicious entity different from the body. There is a divine entity different from the body. The properties of that entity is absolutely opposite to the properties of the body. So one sample is given here, ajasya. What is the nature of the body? It has birth, it has death, it has modification, it has decay, disease. This is what the body is. But that consciousness in the body, the self, again it has changed. Hari Om. Are you able to observe this? Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om. It is gone. It's okay. Leave it. So, I don't think it is a problem with the mic. Hari Om. Okay, we'll see it later. So the property of consciousness is opposite to the properties of the body. Body has birth. What about the property of consciousness? It is birthless. Body has death. What about consciousness? It is deathless. Body has modification. What about consciousness? It is free from all modification. Also, a very important point, consciousness is not a product born out of the body. Very many people think that is, no. Consciousness is something which is totally different from the body. It is not that some chemical combination has happened and then consciousness was born. No. This is one of the misunderstanding. Body is born and as a byproduct consciousness was born. No. So that is what is said here. Consciousness is the master which is keeping the body intact, alive, sentient, functionable. Ajasya avakrachetasah. Chetas means one meaning is consciousness. Avakra. That which is constant throughout. That which doesn't change, modify, decrease or increase. It is all the time the same. Whether the body is going through waking, dream or deep sleep, consciousness is same. Ekarupam. Nityam avasthitam. What is the comparison given? Like the Aditya Prakashavat, like the sunlight. All the time it is the same. Right. Why are we discussing this knowledge? There is a great purpose. What is the purpose? Anushtaya na shochati. This is the purpose. Many times people ask, Hari Om, people ask this question, why do you study Bhagavad Gita? Why do you go for this Upanishad class? What is the use? This is the use. Anushtaya na shochati. Such a person who does this anushtanam, he becomes free from all sorrows. This is the purpose. That means if this knowledge is not there, a person cannot be free from sorrow? Yes. If there is an option, why should we study this? Is it necessary that this knowledge should be gained? Yes. Is it possible to be free from all sorrows without this knowledge? No. Just not possible. Because the fundamental itself is faulty. A person who doesn't have this knowledge, what will he consider himself? He will consider himself as body. Can such a person be happy? Can such a person be free from sorrow? Shoka is the term used here. Shoka means sorrow. Shochati means being sorrowful. Can a person who thinks that he is the body, can he be free from sorrow? Impossible is the answer. Body is an embodiment of all imperfections, limitations. It is a finite entity. When I, the infinite consciousness, identify with a finite body, what do I experience? I experience suffocation. When a huge thing is packed in a small, what happens? Can you be happy there? Never. I, the infinite consciousness, now I am packed in the body and now I think that I am the body. We can never experience. Right. So this knowledge is not optional for any seeker of peace and bliss, fulfillment. This knowledge is mandatory. A wrong notion has crept inside our mind that we are this body. All our suffering is because of this wrong notion. A person who is identified with the body thinks that he is the body. And body has all limitations. It has to die someday or the other. We cannot accept death. We cannot accept non-existence because existence is our nature. I cannot be happy with non-existence. I cannot be happy with sorrow. I cannot accept sorrow in me. I cannot accept non-existence in me. I cannot accept ignorance in me. I cannot accept imperfections in me because perfection is my nature. Existence is my nature. Knowledge is my nature. Infinity is my nature. Immortality is my nature. So therefore, that which is against my nature, I cannot accept. I cannot be happy with it. Whereas the body has all that which I don't desire. Identifying with the body, becoming one with the body, thinking that I am the body, such a person can never be happy. So therefore, this knowledge has to be gained. What is the knowledge? I am not the body, I am consciousness. So therefore, how to gain this knowledge? Anushtanam is necessary. You have to do something to come out of this ignorance, to come out of this wrong notion. There is a practice needed. There is a sadhana needed. That sadhana is called anushtanam. Something has to be done to get rid of this ignorance, to get rid of this wrong notion. That sadhana is called anushtanam. So what is the anushtanam here? Anushtanam here is dhyanam, meditation. Dhyanam hitasya anushtanam. But dhyanam with what? Just sit closed eyes and meditate? No. Samyak vijnana purvakam dhyanam. First gain the knowledge, right understanding. Then meditate. What is the right understanding? This body is one entity. I am a totally different entity. I am the awareness, consciousness, different from this body. So this is the knowledge we gain through Shravanam, listening. Then you reflect upon it, Mananam, clear all your doubts. And then comes Nididhyasanam, practicing it. That practicing is Anushtanam, Dhyanam. So what do you do in this practice? It is paying attention to what you are. Who am I? Meditation. The sorrow has come because I am identified with something which I am not. So now what I have to do? Disidentify from what I am not. Identify with what I am. How to identify with what I am? Pay attention to what I am. Paying attention is the way. Now this paying attention is also a very tricky term, You see, Wherever your attention is, you are there. Wherever your attention is, that you will get. These are some of the laws. Wherever your attention is, you are consciously present there. So this is a secret of Dhyanam. Dhyanam is actually paying attention. Dhyanam is actually being consciously aware of something. So, what is the Dhyanam actually? It is nothing but paying attention to consciousness in us. But the difficult problem here is consciousness cannot be objectified. It is not an object which you can pay attention. Paying attention to any object is very easy. It is something different from me. I can see it. I can focus my mind upon it. But this consciousness is something which is me. It is the very subject. So to pay attention to subject, how will you do it? So there is only one way. Use the object to turn the attention towards the subject. This is the only way. Watch the object, turn your attention to the subject. This is Vedantic meditation. Watch the object, don't get carried away by the object, don't get attached to the object. Without getting attached to the object, you have to pay attention to the subject. You have to bounce back from the object to pay attention to the subject. But suppose you are attached to the object, then what will happen? It is like the ball. You throw it, it has to bounce back. But suppose it is a clay surface, wet clay. You throw. In the same way, if I have ragadvesha towards the object, that bounce back will not happen. The ragadvesha is that clay surface. If I am attached to the object, I cannot come back to the subject. If I have dislikes and likes towards the object, my attention gets stuck there. I get absorbed in the object. I get engrossed in the object, and then I forget the subject. This is the challenge. So Anusthana means Dhyanam, paying attention. So yesterday I was giving the example of electricity. You have switched on. You want to see whether electricity is there or not. You have switched on, the bulb is glowing. What are you watching? You are watching the bulb. But where is your attention? Your attention is upon electricity. Your attention is not upon the bulb. What kind of color? What kind of size? How much brilliance? No! You are not paying attention to that object at all. You are paying attention to electricity. Yes, switch is on, light is glowing. That means electricity is there. Where is your attention? Not upon the light, not upon the bulb. Your attention is upon electricity. It is the same thing which you have to do here. Body is alive. Why is it alive? It is an inert thing. It is nothing but chemicals. Chemicals have no life. It is a combination of chemicals. What is it giving life to it? Now where is your attention? Upon that life principle. Upon that consciousness principle. Thus you infer the presence of God, presence of consciousness. This is called anushtanam. There is a huge difference between watching something and witnessing something. What is the difference between watching and witnessing? When you are watching something, your attention is upon the object. You get engrossed in the object. Your attention is not upon the subject. When you are watching a movie, you get engrossed in the movie. When you are getting engrossed in the movie, what is happening? Simultaneously something else is happening. You are disregarding the subject. You are ignoring the subject. You are forgetting the subject. When you are watching something, when you are engrossed into something, you have forgotten yourself. Now the object is of the highest importance. That is called watching, getting engrossed, getting immersed. Object is important, subject is irrelevant. What is witnessing? In witnessing, the object is not important. The witness of the object is important. So you are opening the eyes. You are seeing a thing also. But the thing is not important. The one who is watching that thing, the one who is aware of that thing, that awareness, that consciousness is important. That is called as witnessing. Observer is important, not what is observed. There is a shift of attention. Where is the attention now? Not upon the object, but upon the subject. Both of them appear to be the same. A worldly person is watching an object, a spiritual person is watching an object. Both externally appear to be doing the same thing, but there is a huge difference. A worldly person is paying attention to the worldly object. The spiritual person is paying attention to the spirit, the self, that awareness, consciousness. Where is your attention? This is the question. So therefore, we are not bothered about what your life is. Whether we are a sannyasi or with family or with children. No. What profession you? No. Whether you are a spiritual person or a worldly person depends only on one thing. Where is your attention? That is called as anushtanam. So Swamiji, remaining in the world, can we be spiritual? Why not? The spirit is there, world is there. It is your choice, what you want to choose. How do you choose? Paying attention is the way. Choosing means what? Giving importance. What do you give importance in your life? This is a question. How do you prove that you have given importance to something? How do you prove it? By paying attention. When you pay attention, you are proving that I give importance to this. Isn't it? Whatever you give importance to, you start paying attention. You may be doing japa. If the mind is wandering, what does it mean? Where are you paying attention? Not to God, but to the world. That is the meaning. Mind is wandering. It is possible that you are doing some spiritual activity and still you are a worldly person. It is possible that you are doing a worldly activity and still you are a spiritual person. Because everything is all about anushtanam. Anushtanam means what? Dhyanam. Dhyanam means what? Paying attention. That's it. What you pay attention, you get it. Anushtayana shochati. For such a person, there is no sorrow. Where is his attention? Ajasya avakrachetasa. That's it. There is an entity in us who is awareness, which is perfect, which is complete, which is absolute. Everything what you are seeking is there in this consciousness. Are you ignoring it or are you paying attention to it? That's all. And that decides everything about you. If you ignore it, then you are called an ignorant person. You see? Ignorance comes from ignoring. Knowledge comes from paying attention. If you can do this, you need not do anything else. Swamiji, what should I do? Puja should I do? Japa should I do? Chanting should I do? Swamiji, should I learn this? Should I learn that? Oh, there are so many things. If you can do this, you need not do anything. And what is the proof that you are successfully doing this? Nashochati. Your sorrow vanishes. So whatever you are doing, or is your sorrow vanishing, is this question. If that sorrow is vanishing, everything is fine. Everything is fine. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. You are already liberated. Consciousness is already there. Even though you might have been identified with the body and you are thinking that I am the body, it is just a wrong notion. A wrong notion is not a reality. It is just a hallucination. It is just an imagination. Imagination is not a reality. It is just a thought. Reality still remains. Whether you are a wise person or an ignorant person, the reality is you are infinite. You are God. Tattvamasi. Vimuktaha. You are already liberated. But yes, this anushtanam will give you the experience that you are liberated. There is a difference. A person may be already liberated, but he may be imagining that he is bound. But what happens when you do this anushtanam? You will experience that you are liberated. Bas. But that makes a huge difference. Experience of liberation comes with this anushtanam. Vimuktascha vimuchyate. Liberated is liberated. So this is the essence of the Upanishads. This is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Know yourself as you are. What has to be done? Just pay attention to who you are. When you pay attention, you get it. Till now I have not got it because you have not paid attention. Where is your attention? To the world. And therefore you got everything what you want in the world. But are you happy? No. Will you be happy? You can never be happy. Understand this. This is wisdom. Anything of the world is not going to satisfy me. Any reflected sun cannot be the original sun. All the joy in this world is only reflected joy. That is not original. Original is right here in the self. Turn your attention there. That alone is Ananda Sarupa. Everything else is reflected. Turn there and you are fully fulfilled in life. So Bhagavan, okay, I understand. This self is everything. But what about the world? This world is also nothing but this consciousness alone. So yesterday that's what we were discussing. Hamsa Shuchisha, the sun. Vasurantarikshasat, the air, the wind. Hota Vedishat, the fire. Athitir Duronasat, the Atithi. Nrishat. So this Lord is in everything that you see. So yesterday we were discussing about divinizing your vision. This Lord who is there in the self, He Himself has become everything that we see. The Manushya, the Devatas. So we were discussing the term Ritasat. Correct? Ritasat. What is Ritam? Satyam. One meaning. Ritam means Satyam. So God Himself is existing in this world as Satyam, as truth. So if a person can strictly abide by truth, he will experience God. Now remember, it's a very big tapas. It's a great austerity. Strictly following the path of truth. And any austerity is something which purifies the mind. There is difficulty there is struggle there. And in that struggle, the mind becomes purer and purer. And such a pure mind becomes avakrachetaha. What is avakrachetaha? Straightforward mind, a pure mind, a virtuous mind. Such a mind becomes fit to experience the ultimate truth. So if you are truthful in your transactional life, such a person becomes qualified to experience the absolute truth. Transactional truth and absolute truth, they are connected. It is the same path. In your transaction, if you are truthful, then that path itself will lead you to the absolute truth. Vrita Sat. Right. That Lord is existing in this world as truth. Many times people say, no, if you want to live in this world, you have to compromise somewhere or the other. It doesn't happen. The fact is not true. It is not true. It is our weak mind which makes us, makes a statement. There's a beautiful story of one lawyer. So he was so inspired by Gandhiji. So he decided, from now on, I will take case only which is genuine. I will not try to, protect some criminal person and all that. Once I know that this person is really genuine, truthful, only then I will defend his case. So he decided. And then what happened? His cases started falling down. He could not take many cases because they were all full of flaws. His cases started dropping. But over a period of time, he did not lose courage. He continued. Slowly his cases started increasing. Genuine cases started coming. Because people came to know that there is a lawyer who takes up only genuine cases. People started increasing. And slowly a time came when the judge knew that if this person has taken a case, then it has to be genuine. The job of the judge became very easy. So without much analysis, he would pass the case in favor of this person. Why? That is the image, that is the impression which he has created in that, judicial society. This is what happens. In the beginning, it may appear that you are going through setbacks, but you hold on. The final is Satyameva Jayate Vrita Sat. The Lord who is present in Vritam. Vritam also means, Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Yetnyo Va. It can mean Yetnyam also. Yetnyam means what? The traditional ritual, So there is a Homa Kunda, there is a fire there, and then you are offering. You know what is the symbolic meaning of that? You see, in this, it is an imagination. Imagination that fire represents God, and whatever I am offering as Naivedyam, etc., that fire as God is consuming it. Suppose you give food to your guest. What will that guest do? He will eat the food. Where is the food now? Food disappears, isn't it? Because that person has consumed. So here in this Yajna Kunda, you assume that this is Bhagavan. And I am offering havis. So rice balls, etc. they offer. And you assume that Bhagavan has accepted it. Whatever I have, O Lord, it belongs to you. And therefore, whatever I have, it is yours. Actually, it is a gross representation of sacrifice. This is how we must live in our life also. Bhagavan, whatever you have given, my abilities, my talents, everything belong to you. So therefore, while living, may I perform all my duties, responsibilities, etc. in such a way that it becomes an offering unto you, worship unto you. That is called as yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. Sacrificing the individuality for the welfare of the totality. That is the whole meaning of yajna. So in any sacrifice, so sacrifice need not always be some fire ritual. No. In every field there is an option to sacrifice oneself. Whether it is sports, whether it is organization, you are not giving importance to yourself, you are giving importance to the welfare of everyone. If this vision is there, then there is sacrifice involved. In any such sacrifice, Rita Sat, God is present. God is present means what? Such a person will be blessed. And what is the greatest blessing? Purification of mind. Why purification of mind is the greatest blessing? Because that is the right instrument to experience the presence of the divine within. And once you experience the presence of the divine, you experience fullness, complete fulfillment. That is why anything which purifies the mind is most auspicious. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yajne pratishthitam. Chapter 3, Bhagavan says. Sarvagatam Brahma, the all-pervading Lord, is present. Where? Nityam yajne pratishthitam. Wherever yajna is there, yajna karma is there, sacrifice is there, where you are effacing your ego, your individuality for the welfare of the totality, wherever such activities are there, Bhagavan says, I am there. Wherever there is egolessness, Bhagavan says, I am there. Wherever there is selflessness, Bhagavan says, I am there. Opposite is also true. I am important. Because of me, everything happened. Bhagavan will run away from there. That is the meaning. Okay. Rita Sat. The Lord exists there. Then what? Vyoma Sat. He is present in Vyoma, space. Now you have to think all this. Freedom is given to you. You see, this is the beauty of Upanishad. How you should think, it is up to you. Space. So you can meditate upon space. But all meditation should end up in God. First you see the glory in the world. Then you connect that glory of the world to the glory of the creator of the world. Then you connect that glory of the creator to the glory of the self in me. This is the sequence. Go out, see the glory, connect it to the glory of the Lord, then say, that glory is my glory. The self who is there. Then the cycle is complete. Right? Vyoma Sat, space, infinite space. It is infinite like my own self. What is the beauty of space? You know, the term space is called Akasha. You know the definition of Akasha? Avakasham dadati iti Akasha. That which allows others to exist is called space. It gives Avakasha. Do you want to exist? You exist. Come on, I help you. That is, just imagine, if there is no space, can anyone exist? Anything exist? No. So that which allows others to exist, at the same time, not getting affected by their existence, that is space. It allows others to exist, at the same time, doesn't get affected by their existence. That is space. See, every term can be meditated in different ways. All the 6 hours I can speak only on this verse. So much scope is there. So we proceed forward. Abja. Next is Abja. Up. Up means what? Water. Abja. Ja means what? Born. What is born in water? So all the aquatic creatures, when you see, what you should be reminded of? There is a glory of the Lord. And how many varieties of beings are there? In fact, the activity underwater is much more than above water. Why? 75% of the whole earth is water only. So what you are seeing in the news is nothing. The real news is happening inside. And what varieties. Somebody told me that there is a mountain which is bigger than Everest inside water. What all kinds of beings are there? How many colors of fish? I saw one video of one fish. With the fins, it was making a pattern upon the sand. You must have seen that. A beautiful flower. Hours together, that fish, all alone, was making that pattern in the sand. And finally, when you see, it's a beautiful, like a sun, brilliant sun, with its fins touching the sand. What a perfect artist. You see the same thing in the birds also, how they make the nest. Fiber, they collect all these dry leaves and this and that. Days together they work. Who taught that bird? Who made that bird such a wonderful architect? You wonder. Yat yat vibhutimat sarvat srimad urjidameva tattadeva avagachatvam mamatejom shasambhavam. Whatever glory you see, majesty you see, power you see, prosperity you see, understand it is my glory. Abja. The blue whale, it is said that it is 50 times bigger than an elephant. 50 elephants can go inside, it seems. Blue whale. They are all abjas. Just imagine how God must be feeding this being. How much food is necessary? And there is another one, electric eel. You touch it and you get electric shock. You see? Omniscience of Bhagavan you have to see through this creation. You wonder at this creation. And then you glorify that Lord and say, that Lord is here. Abja. Goja. Go means what? Go means earth. Goja. Gavi, Prathivyam, Vrihi, Avadi Rupena Jayate. So many things which is grown upon this earth. Corn and grains and this and that. Varieties of plants. Look at them and wonder at the creation of the Lord. Goja. Rutaja. Rutam again means yajna here. So that which is born out of yajna karma. What is born out of yajna karma? What is born out of yajna karma? When you do some selfless act, what happens to you? Mind is at peace, isn't it? Where is that peace coming from? There also see the presence of the Lord. When you do something good, something nice, there is somebody who is appreciating you, congratulating you, encouraging you from within. No. When you do something wrong, the disturbance is there, guilt is there. Yes, see there also Bhagavan's presence. Yatra yatra manoyati tatra tatra samadhaya. Whatever you think, it should directly or indirectly connect to God. That is perfect mind. That is a healthy way of thinking. Ritaja, Adrija. Adri means what? Mountain. That which is born through mountains, in mountain. Why do we need a mountain? Why did Bhagavan create mountain? Think of that. When the mountains are there, clouds are stopped. When the clouds are stopped, it creates rain. So the rain is born out of mountain. Rivers are born out of mountain. Climate change happened because of mountain. So many beings exist only because of mountain. Different varieties of plants and trees, they remain in mountain. Everything in creation has a purpose. Atrija. So this way, these are few samples only. Okay, how you think. Everything in creation should remind you of God. That's the point. You must see the hidden hand of God in everything happening to you. Not only the things, but happenings also. Always you say, why did God do this to me? But your answer should always be positive, okay? Not a pessimistic. Why did he do this? Answer should always be positive. There's a good intention because he loves me. He cannot do something wrong. So whatever he has done, it is for my good. I have to find out how it is good for me. Every happening, you have to see the hidden hand of God. Okay, who is this God? Ritam. So this is Swarupa Lakshana. Till now what we have seen is Tatastha Lakshana. So when you are describing something with the help of something else, that is called as Tatastha. When you are describing things as it is, that is called as Swarupa. So the next two terms are Swarupa Lakshanas. Till now what we have seen is Tatastha Lakshana. God who has created the space, that is Swarupa or Tatastha? Tatastha. God who has created the fire, Swarupa or Tatastha? Now, what is that God? Two terms are used, Rutam and Brihat. What are they? We will see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.